one is easier?
JSP.
Especially with some whole bunch of hidden methods that it downloads automatically and it overwrites. It's a lot more difficult, but you definitely have full control. Okay? So when you create a server like this, all of these imports that you see here, they're totally automatic. It gives them to you, it loads them up. You notice the name of the package, automatically puts the name of the package when we have that guy here, which is chapter 2 servlets. That's good. And then it gives you this line here. This line gives it to you automatically. And what is that line?
Path. Is it a path?
Now the name is over here. It gives you the name of the actual Java file that you're using, the servlet. And by putting / in the same name, it's telling the position, okay? So when you run this on the URL that we did, that's what's coming from there. This guy here. He's getting it from there, okay? So if you need to change this, the only place that you need to actually change it, if you move it to another place or if you change the name of it, all you need to do is modify this line here. So if I go ahead and take this line over here, oops, what did I do there? Okay, and I put an X over here, right? And then I go ahead and run it again. It's gonna go crazy because it now lost connection to where the guy was. So that's like a path. So we put that and we say confirm, and then we go process. Yeah.
Don't you have to change the also the URL on the XML, on the web XML? Because you also have the URL there, right?
On the XML?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you will need to do it too, right?
So that way you can fix that 404.
Right. Let's see if that works. So what was it? We'll put an X there, right? So let's change this guy here, and can we tell that it's an X here? Would that be it?
Hopefully.
I don't think so, but let's try. Best thing to do is trial and error, you know? It's job security. Let's see what happens. Wrong place, right? So we changed the wrong section on this guy here. What we needed to change was the section that says URL. Actually, no, the problem is that you need to change, what's the controller? Yeah.
No.
I have no idea. Troubleshooting, exactly. All right, this is done automatically by the system, okay? So the key there is don't play with it. Unless you know what you're doing. Which I don't. Okay. So let's continue with it. I'll find out about that in a little bit. Okay, I'll play with that a little. So these new servlets, which is the Java program that we created, it automatically extends the HTTP servlet class. Okay? And then in this case, what it does, you went ahead and executed this method called process request. Okay, so take a look at this. Remember that line that we have to have in HTML? The one that was on the first tutorial to make sure that you had this line over here that says text HTML and all of that, which gives it to you for free, but it says there to make sure that it's there. Okay, so that one, this is how it gets built in there. So here there is a method called printWriter, which is familiar, is the same one that we use for files, right, in Java. And so you're using the printWriter, and then you give it a name out, and you're assigning a method, another class that this guy receives over here, which is response. What the heck is it? Request and response. It's right here. Okay. Request and response. So you take that one and then you get a method from there called get writer. So let me show you a couple of things here. So we have a class called response that we receive, right? Response. You press the button there, and there's a whole lot of different methods in there. A lot of them. Okay. So which one are we doing here? We're doing the get writer. So where's the get writer? It's right here. Somewhere there.
There, sir. You passed it.
I passed it?
There.
All right, so you were looking, huh? All right, that's good. All right. So far, so good? So you have it tried and then finally, everybody remembers what that is? Yep. Does anybody remember what that is?
What was your question?
What was it?
What was your question?
What is it trying?
What is it tried in the final?
It's
I mean, the try and cash?
Yeah, there's no cash there.
Oh. Yeah,
Yeah, okay, let's assume those are cash, so what is it?
Catch the
Yeah,
exception.
exceptions, yeah.
That's for the exception.
All right, to trump the errors, right?
IO exception.
Okay, so what is it doing here? It's taking this out, that was an object from the print writer, and he's doing, out of that out, he's doing a print line, and you see what's inside? HTML code. Okay, and remember that you saw there, hi, I'm class, da-da-da-da-da, that is right here, that's this line here. Okay. Then at the end of the final, you close it out, and this close is exactly like a return. It terminates the program. Okay. So if I go ahead and I want to put a remark on that one, how do I do that? Right, because it's regular Java, right? It is Java. This is plain Java, right? I said that because after, working with HTML and the JSPs and all of that, and then when you're running actual, like in this case, not on this one, the previous one, to tell it that you're running Java on the JSP that we're running Java, you have to have different ways of doing the remarks. Then you get over here and you go like, which remarks do I use? With Java, with the easy ones. Okay. So if I take that out, then it goes. The next default is going to be the do get. This is the guy here. Okay. So the do get is the next paragraph, the next guy there. And does it look familiar? Have we seen that before? Mm-hmm. This one, what I did was I just did a copy and paste from the other guy. That's it. You notice there's an override here, right? Because by default, when you create a JSP, I mean a servlet, it gives you the default overrides. I'll show you the other ones here. This is another one that adds automatically. This will be a do post. So if you need to do a do post, you need to go ahead and modify that. The other one that does that automatically is the get server information. Okay, so we need to use this guy here. So since we have this guy here, and it finally was actually closing the program, I had to take those remarks out so that it can go ahead and do the next guy, which is the do gets. Okay. Now there's a method that serverless have that are equivalent to the main, which for some reason that it doesn't do the default, and it's called init. And init is just like on the what was it? Joblets? No, job. It's like 30 years ago. I forgot what it's called, job something. It was basically like graphical interface that you could do with Java, and the main method was called init. There was no main, it was called init. So this one also has an init, but for some reason, I don't know, it doesn't default it. All right, so we took this guy finally out. I'm going to save this guy, and I'm going to run the program again. So I click this and then Shift and 6, right? Yeah. All right. So we go ahead and put something in there. We do this, and we now do the process. Actually, What's wrong with that picture? Is there anything wrong with that picture? All right, let's look on the top. It took that, we're in the right place, right? We're doing chapter 2 servers, right? It's using the servlet, which is called new server, right? It passed the data, and it went to a process button called processing. So what does it say here?
Process page.
Process. So did it work?
Yeah.
Did exactly what you needed to do. Okay? So I'm gonna show you something else here, okay? I was hoping that someone yesterday would say something, but no one did. What is wrong with that picture? It's exactly a copy of the one that we had yesterday.
There's nothing on the string, you're not declaring the string?
No,
It's not a mod, the percentage of the mod
No,
sign.
all right, there's one, there's 2 options, there's 3 options, right? 3 options there. Now we go to the program itself. We go back to the program here. How many options do you have?
2. 3.
Right. You have 2?
What about the new servlet?
No, here you only have 2 options right here. This one here is something other than this.